Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Two Retired Guys and a Podcast. Uh, Thank you for being with us. Thank you for watching, and thank you to all of our subscribers as well. And this, as the title says, Two Retired Guys and a Podcast, we'll be looking at anything and everything that can be remotely connected to retirement and how to, I've been retired for just over a year. Paul's been retired for a couple of years, and we can share our experiences with you. You guys can share your experiences with us, and hopefully we can help each other out because these are new, uncharted waters for all of us, really.
Yeah.
Right, Paul?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Different
So
chapter.
absolutely. Last week we looked at how to not make financial mistakes that can wreck your retirement, right? So this week we're looking at even something I think in my heart is even more important: healthy lifestyle that you should have, that one should have, so you don't wreck your retirement again.
Right.
Because right, Paul? I mean, if
Yeah.
it's fine to you do need the finances, right? But the important thing is you need to have your health to be able to enjoy those finances.
Right.
Because both Paul and I have seen really close friends go, you know, due to health reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes they leave because they're unhealthy from work, and then it just continues. Yeah. And this is the time that you have time to really work on your health, like when you're retired.
Exactly.
Right? You have time to, go for walks or, get, do your daily routines. You have that time. So really emphasize the health side of it, because then that'll take you longer into retirement.
Exactly. I mean, let's start by looking at nowadays. I'm talking about Canada. Average lifespan is going well into, this is lifespan going well late into 80s.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are going into their 90s happily, right? We all know our parents, this, that.
Yeah.
But there's the other number that I found the other day called the health span. So a health span is a number that up to what point you'll be healthy, and then after that, things most likely will
You start
start breaking
declining.
down. So
Yeah.
the average health span is 67 years.
Yeah. And then
And
it starts
that
declining.
surprised me a little bit, but it makes sense because I can already feel, I try my best to stay in shape in this and eat properly, but I can already feel how things are. Something's hurting, something's this, something's that, on this medication, on that medication.
Yeah, that's age, right? Gravity.
Yeah, at 67, they say that things will start. This is when you, on average, I'm not saying for everybody, there's
Yeah.
always outliers,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
on average, 66 and 67, and after that, you'll have start of some problems.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
that's why
it's
it's important to
important.
maintain that lifestyle, right?
So
Of
it's important to.
healthy.
So we'll look at some points, starting with, let's say, in retirement, there's a tendency, because you no longer have the 9 to 5 or whatever it was, to become really sedentary. Physical decline accelerates fast without daily movement.
Right. So that's just sitting on your couch all day. So, this is why it's very important to, even when you're retired, to have some form of daily routine.
Yeah.
You get up, you have your coffee or whatever, then maybe do the morning walk. Or those people that do the mall walking. Like if it's winter out, go find a big mall and walk around it, right?
Yeah, every mall has a mall walking group.
Yeah. Or just, if you're in a condo complex and you have a fitness center, walk on the treadmill. It doesn't have to be super physical. Just
No,
you just got to
it just
move.
gets the heart,
Yeah.
it just gets the heart rate moving.
Yeah.
It gets you moving, gets
Yeah.
so your muscles don't become, start atrophying, and
Yeah.
so
And
you
it
do it
doesn't
a
have to
little.
be all day long, right? It just has to
No,
be, 20 minutes, 20-minute walk just to get the muscles
yeah,
activated, right?
if you can walk, if you're in an area that I mean, if you like walking in snow, some people do, cold weather, they like
Yeah.
walking. So 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you do that every day, it will make a huge
Yeah.
difference
Big
in
difference.
your
Yeah.
health.
Yeah.
And then
Or
it
if you
goes
have
into.
something like you're volunteering and you're doing something physical there, that's good too. as long as
Yeah,
it's
so this is
yeah,
critical. It's
yeah,
critical because you, let's say if you retired at 60 or 55, like you, 54, 55, retired at 60, you still have 30, 40 years ahead of you.
yeah.
Hopefully,
Hopefully,
right? Hopefully. So uh, you want to do what is in your power, what you can control to make that healthy.
yeah,
Right? If you if you just sit there in the morning and grab a cup of coffee and sit on your sofa and just watch TV all day and then just have some lunch and then go back to nobody's saying you can't watch TV.
right,
No, no, but set up. We're going to cover these points, but you got to have you got to move. You got
yeah,
no choice.
yeah. Just yeah, you got to move, and like I said, it's just like just something daily. It doesn't have to be long. Whether if you still like lifting weights, lift weights. If you like
Yeah,
walking on a
you
treadmill or
yeah.
on a bike, stationary bike or whatever, just something moving for
Buy
sure.
if you if you really like watching morning news, buy a stationary bike, and you
Yeah.
can sit there and bike and watch the news. Kill two birds with a stone.
Well, there's so many, even if you look on YouTube or social media, there's so many like just body weight exercises that somebody can do. Tons of them.
Yeah,
5 minutes,
exactly.
10 minutes, you know, um, just even stretching. That's a very important one. People should
I
keep
think
the
this
mobility up.
an overall thing. This is the most important thing. I think you got to keep your health by moving every day and doing
Yeah.
something every day.
Yeah.
25, 30 minutes, 20, 25, 30 minutes. Do it. Just do it.
Especially if
Right?
you're retired, you have the time, put it into the schedule, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And this leads us into our second point, which is ignoring preventative healthcare. And that's part of preventative healthcare includes, exercise. So you got to do
Yeah.
that, and nutritional, eat properly. But the big one is a lot of people don't, they skip checkups by a doctor.
Yeah.
In Canada, make an appointment.
Yeah.
Go. It doesn't cost you anything. Just for
Well,
a
yeah.
checkup.
Yeah, and if you have an appointment, make the next one for a year or 2 years down the road. Make the next one. Put
Yeah,
your name in.
actually, Polly, I probably I go every every 6 weeks. Go check my blood pressure. Doesn't cost me anything. Say
Yeah,
hi to the doctor. You can go every couple of months, 3 months. Make it every 3 months, quarterly, whatever. You
yeah.
know, the
Again,
doctors.
part of a routine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the doctor may find something, and once a year have a blood work done and things like that. It's full physical done, blood work done, so it shows any abnormalities in a cholesterol, things like that. It doesn't cost you anything. You've been it's not like the U.S. I don't know what their systems, but ours doesn't cost you anything. Do it.
yeah,
Right, and as we already talked, exercise and nutrition. We'll talk about that next. So preventative healthcare, move every day. Don't ignore preventative healthcare. And next one is overindulging. So overindulging is one of the things is poor diet.
yeah, yeah.
Like you gotta,
Well, now that you have all this time, you don't want to be eating the whole time. Keep your meal times the same. I mean, if they don't have to be regular constantly 100% of the time, but just you get up, whether you have your breakfast or you go for your little walk and then have your breakfast. But again, the eating is part of a routine, right?
yeah,
And you just want to make, if you're not super active, then you don't want to be overindulging on things. And it's not like,
it's not
Christmas
just
comes around,
it's
you're
not
going to
just
eat.
overindulging, right, Polly? It's
Yeah.
it's uh, eating wrong. Like maybe once a week you want to go out to McDonald's and grab something, whatever. It's just
Yeah.
a suggestion. But the other days, have a healthy breakfast at home.
Well,
Whatever.
and
Yeah.
retirement's a good time to maybe start you have time to cook and do that stuff and avoid the packaged foods,
Oh,
stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Maybe just start going to the store. You can go to the store every day if you want and just cook what you need for that day if you're retired,
exactly.
right?
But
Or grab
you
a
know,
few days or whatever. But start making, healthier meals because you have the time
yeah, yeah.
and avoid that frozen packaged, that sort of stuff,
Yeah,
you know?
and like I said, maybe once a week, whatever, and a little indulgence outside, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
save money. You save money as well
Oh, yeah.
by making your own meals, and you know what you're putting in your body.
Yeah.
It's critical. You have to have your whole grains and vegetables, meats, everything, and moderation. And it's easy to find out how to eat properly nowadays just by going on YouTube or just Googling it. What's a proper diet for a 60-year-old? Just Google
Yeah,
that and it'll
yeah,
come up, right? What
yeah,
you should eat every day and what you should avoid. It's critical. If you're going to be doing this for 30 years and hanging out for your grandkids to come and etc., play with your grandkids maybe, or whatever the case may be, travel lots, you got to
yeah,
eat properly. You got to move and you got to eat properly.
yeah, yeah.
You got
It's
to get
true. It's very true. You just and only you can do it, right?
that's it. Yeah.
No one's going to do it for you. So you got to really, and if you find someone, it's like a buddy system, to even go work out or go for a walk. Get somebody that'll go with you, and then it just
Exactly.
becomes part of a social or go part of some people that do a running group, they go running,
Yeah.
but you do a walking group or whatever. So you keep that social, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and key is
I
just eat properly.
Yeah, excessive drinking and under this overindulging. Also put, I write out my things. Excessive drinking. Some people, yes, they, because they were working 9 to 5, this, that, so didn't have time to drink. Now, middle of the day, they're having a couple of beers with their lunch. Then dinner comes along, couple of, another
Glass of
couple of
wine.
beers, glass of wine, couple of beers with your dinner, and or well, some Johnny Walker, whatever, So then you end up like, okay, maybe I'll have 3 beers today. You gotta overindulging. That's what it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Easy to do.
yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, and like nobody's saying again, everything has to be in moderation. Nobody's saying you can't drink. Have a beer, fine. Like,
yeah,
but
yeah,
just
yeah. Oh
don't be
yeah.
sitting on the couch watching TV, just like 10 beer cans in front of you. You know, if
Oh,
I
I
walked
know.
in your house, Polly, and I saw you're sitting on the couch watching TV with 10 beer cans, tall ones in front of you, I'd say, Polly, what are you doing? That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You just again, it's all about balance and you know, come up with a routine. And yeah, the off days, you can sit all day and just binge watch TV, but that's not your everyday activity. Just,
no,
you
again,
know,
like, maybe on Sundays, football's on or whatever, playoffs,
yeah,
hockey, whatever. Yeah, it's all good. But as long as that's uh, a part of your life, not the part of your life,
right,
right?
right.
So, which goes into the next point we're looking at is losing structure and purpose. You got to have a routine. Otherwise, you go to boredom, depression, and cognitive decline. So
Yeah,
you got to make a routine. That's what I did after. Like I said, okay, so I get up in the morning, you do your whatever, and then you have a nice hot cup of coffee, you have a little bit of breakfast, you go and you do your 30 minutes of activity, come back and and you go from there. You check the news, so you have. And I follow that, and then there's chores to be done. You have to do your groceries, you have to do your cooking, this, that. So, you plan all of that and you
yeah,
got to do that. You got to have a structure.
yeah,
Uh, if you just get up and okay, whatever, what am I doing today? Whatever, it doesn't work. You still got a long time to go. For hopefully, and if
yeah.
you,
Day after day after day. So yeah, you just, you can do a weekly schedule. Like Mondays, I'm going to do this. Tuesdays, I'm doing this, or every other day, as long as it's something, right?
yeah,
You just want to get out of bed for some purpose, right?
yeah,
You
but
don't want to
yeah,
just,
and here's the thing. That schedule,
yeah,
now that you're retired, most likely won't change. So if you come up with a schedule, it will probably say, okay, Mondays I'll do this dusting, Tuesdays I'll do this mopping, amongst other things, the activities, and I'll go for a mall walk. This, so you'll see if you, and I'm telling all our viewers and who are here that you will see that your time will fly. There's some days you'll go, oh my God,
yeah.
I'm busy. What the heck? I
Oh, I
retired.
know.
I'm not supposed to be this busy.
Yeah, some people find them busier in retirement, which is good. And that's the time you get to do your own things, right? You
Yeah.
get to pick.
And to keep your mind sharp, away from boredom, depression, and cognitive decline, you can do some simple things. Everybody's got
Oh,
a phone. Download from the app store
yeah,
something, a puzzle game, mahjong, something along those,
yeah,
checkers. You play against the computer, just play. Go into
Yeah.
higher level. If you got a friend who can come in, sit down with you, play chess,
Oh yeah.
every day, that those are the kind of things that keep the mind sharp.
Oh yeah.
Go on websites and read the news rather than watching. Read the news.
Yeah, and there's a lot, there's also tons of free courses out there if you want to just learn something too. Tons of
That's
free
another thing.
courses. Yeah,
Absolutely. You
yeah,
can take it to your city of Oakville, city of Burlington, city of Mississauga, city of
yeah,
Brampton, whatever. Call them up and sign on to their free courses.
yeah,
Or if you don't want to do that, then you can go through online
yeah,
courses such as websites, such as I'll name a few here just for the audience. EDX, so EDX, that's one. You make an account.
yeah.
Coursera is another one. Udemy, Udemy, Udemy is another
Mm-hmm.
one. Coursera, Coursera, and of course there's another one, the Khan Academy. So these are 4 or 5. You
Yeah,
just make an account,
yeah,
and there's tons of it. It's all free,
yeah,
absolutely free,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know. And
absolutely. It just keeps the mind going.
the interest courses, whether you like history,
Yeah,
whether you like politics, whether you like interior design, there's so many courses in these
yeah,
places, in these,
yeah.
and
Oh yeah,
right from your home.
yeah, yeah. Right from your home. So no, it's good. It's just like all these things, and that could be scheduled as well. Like just, I'm gonna wake up, have my coffee, do a course for half an hour,
There you go.
and
Yeah,
then I go out for a walk, and then you just plan your day, and
you
y-
structure it.
yeah,
Structure it.
and you don't have to have this huge monthly plan. You can just wake up and say, okay, this is what am I gonna do today? I'm gonna do this, lay it out, and then go do it, right?
Yeah,
And
and the
then
structure doesn't have to be such that every minute is accounted for. No,
no,
like you got to give
absolutely
time.
no, no one
Just
has
sit
time
back,
for
relax.
the.
I can do it. You're not 9 to 5 anymore. You know, you earned your retirement, so you got to have time in there as well. Just say, hey, here's my hour for just relaxing.
Yeah,
Whatever you do in that hour of time, 2 hours, hour here, hour, you can break it up in the day.
yeah,
It's up to you, but make it structured, right? And
yeah.
the other thing that it's important is because next point, isolating too much. So even people who value solitude, some people who like being alone, need some human connection. So it's important. I sometimes I
Well,
just
there's
go
so
to the
many
library.
groups out there, right? There's so many
Yeah,
groups that you can be a part of. Oh yeah,
exactly. Like you
yeah,
said earlier, Paul,
yeah,
if part of
tons.
a walking group
Yeah, yeah. Or
and in the
book,
mall walking.
people. There's book clubs too. Just go and
That's what I do sometimes. I mean, I'm not in a book club, but
yeah,
I go to the library and I just
yeah,
grab a book and I'll just sit there and read a book and
yeah,
look through the books, or and if I see something interesting, I'll read it for an hour. It doesn't cost me anything, just to
yeah.
drive there, and I see some. It's mentally, it's you see people, it makes you feel good,
Right.
right? You say
Well,
hello
that's
to
another
guys.
activity. People watching. That's a big
That's
one.
it.
It's another activity.
People,
People like this
yeah,
to
yeah.
people watch,
Go to a mall, sit on the
not
bench,
stalkers.
and
People
just
watch.
no, really, it is interesting because a lot of people, they just go to the mall,
Mhm.
sit on the bench, and
Yeah,
just watch people walk by.
it's
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 nothing
watching
wrong
life
with
go
it.
by.
Eh?
Yeah, just watching life go by. That's all.
Just watch life go by. It's interesting, Yeah, it gives you a little sense of being part of something, right?
Yeah.
If you sit in your apartment, home, just by yourself, that can get, even if you like solitude, it'll get depressing.
Well, yeah, it's good to have some solitude a little bit. Sure, it's great. But yeah, get out there as well, right? So you don't want, time the week is over and you haven't left your place. Well,
Yeah.
that, that like you got to get moving.
You got to get moving. Yeah.
Get out there.
And nobody's going to come around and really get you to move. I mean, the thing is, your spouse might bug you, and then
Yeah,
eventually they'll give up if you're not moving, right? So
yeah,
it really, it's got to come from within you to do
right.
all this. And which leads us, some people, when they retire, they defined themselves before they retired by their former job. Like, you and I were, in law enforcement, and it can lead to loss of identity, and some people, and
Yeah,
resentment. There were CEOs, they're, whatever they're, lawyers, and now they're not doing that anymore. So it basically is like, what am I, what am I now? Well,
Yeah.
you are you. You're just, you're going to be Joe. You're going to be Mike. You're going to be Paul. You're going to be
Yeah.
Naresh, and that's what you are. That's what you are now. You're no
Yeah.
longer a CEO. You're no longer a police officer, paramedic, fire, whatever, nurse. You're
Yeah.
retired. Now you're you,
Right.
right? So,
Yeah.
and you got to get used to that.
Right. Oh, I know. And it's, you can always do a dry run at retirement. So it's just, you just got to be able to break away from that.
Yeah, you have
You're
to.
leaving. This is when I'm going. You got to be good with that, because then
Yeah,
you're mentally set, right? Okay.
yeah,
You got to be mentally ready for retirement as well, right?
yeah. And the thing is, that was a chapter in your life that is now closed.
Yeah.
This is the new chapter in your life that's starting. Make this chapter good. Make this adventure good.
Yeah.
No, don't be stuck in the past. This is now,
Yeah.
right?
It's the next chapter.
This
Yeah.
is really important because a lot of people get stuck in that past and they can't pull themselves out of it.
Yeah.
They have a very hard time with it. So what things we've listed is things you can do to start your new life. So you're already in your retirement to do things that can help you not wreck your retirement. So you end up drinking a lot, eating
Yeah.
wrong, sleeping in all the time. People do that too. They're sleeping 12 hours, 10. I don't know how they can do that. I can't. I barely sleep 6.
Well, if you're married and retired, you probably have a honey to-do list. So I'm
Yes.
sure you'll be busy.
Yes, yes, you will be.
Now that
So
you have all the
there
time,
is
honey.
that. Yeah, yeah, definitely. But some people are alone completely, and then they have to make their own list.
Yeah, yeah,
Then
yeah,
that's what it is, right?
yeah,
So yeah, but you have to do that. You have to walk away from your previous career. This is your new life. This is your new thing. This is
yeah,
what you do now,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is you deserve it. Some people
Right.
feel guilty, and we'll
Enjoy it.
address some of the these things one by one in the future. Some people feel guilty about retiring, and we'll address it maybe in the next podcast, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel guilty,
No,
right? And
no, you
some
worked hard.
people, and some people, and the last point that I really want to import. See, it's a difficult world out there today. So it's easy to consume nonstop negative news. Like you can't there's an old saying that people have to control what's in their control, what they can
Right.
control, and stop worrying about things you can't control. You can't control everything in this universe,
Right. And,
right?
everything's at your fingertips now with phones and stuff. It's like instant. So you know what's going on the other side of the world within a second,
Within a second. Yeah,
right? Because everyone's
yeah,
got cameras. They get like, so you just got to take yourself away from that sometimes. Because yeah, it'll play with you mentally too, right? Like years ago, no one knew what was going on in other parts of the world because it
yeah.
took
I mean,
forever to get there.
yeah, in the '80s when you and
News.
I were
Yeah.
young, I had no idea what's going on some other no news, nothing, unless you sat and read the newspaper end to end,
It's
and
constant, constant.
most of us didn't do that.
It's not 9 to 5. It's 24/7,
Now it's 24/7
right? Because the
completely.
other half of the world's up,
Yeah,
right? So it's like 24/7,
yeah,
instant.
the news are instant on your, and then you have social media, and
Yeah,
people can sit on Instagram, this, that,
yeah,
and all day on X and everything else that's out there,
yeah.
and it can bring you down if you're not careful. It will
Right.
bring you
And that could be part of your plan too. Sit half an hour. I'm going to do social media, look around, because that
yeah,
half an hour turns into 2, 3 hours. You can just be scrolling, right? So,
yeah,
schedule a time. Okay.
and
Just
and
before lunch, I'm going to look, you
yeah,
know?
and we're going to be covering all these things in,
Yeah.
in detail because you can go on, like, we're YouTube here, so you can go on YouTube, but you can look for things for retirement, and you can look for reliable cars. YouTube has got so much information.
Yeah.
How to fix something, if you got to fix something, how to fix something, learn something new. TED Talks, this, that,
Yeah.
there's so much available. If you just hit TED Talks, there's so many different little 15-minute lectures there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, you got to stay away from watching the news all the time or leaving your TV on all the time because, it's just filled. Right now, the world is in a difficult place to say the least,
Yeah.
right? And you know, you can't because you can't control it. It's
Right.
good to know it, but you can't. Don't you know?
Don't let it consume you. That's all.
Don't let it consume you. So
Yeah.
if you structure yourself, I'm going to do my mall walking. I'm going to meet up with my buddy and play chess or checkers, or I'm going to have my mahjong on my phone. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play my puzzle game on the phone. I'm going to. You can journal. You can write. I'm going to go to the library. You can go join things. The city of Mississauga, fitness classes, this, that. Swimming. This.
Yeah.
You don't have enough hours in the day to do
I
all the
know.
things that you can do,
Yeah.
right? So it's better to have that rather than just constantly just sit and do nothing and wreck your, because you're going to cut down your life expectancy if you
Yeah.
drink and all day, eat wrong, no, you can't be eating Big Macs every day. Yeah,
No.
you're just going to cut down your life expectancy. You want to
Yeah.
live, long, so everybody has family. You want to be around family, right? So these, I think, Paul, are the really
Yeah.
important points that people need to follow after they retire.
Yeah. Just, come up with a daily routine, eat healthy, do some activity, and just keep going that way, and just,
Structure it.
structure
Structure
it,
it. Right?
and you'll
Yeah.
you'll have a long, good retirement. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. You're right, Paul. Where you got to have your health to enjoy your finances.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
What
absolutely.
good is your, all the, like I've seen, close friend of ours passed away a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and he was just doing some yard work. He was 55,
Yeah.
dropped, and
Yeah.
he looked healthy to me.
Yeah.
So you just don't know. You gotta enjoy your life. You gotta do things. You gotta structure it. You gotta keep yourself fit. You gotta eat properly. So so you'll get to enjoy your
Yeah.
retirement.
Yeah.
So for everybody out there, again, this is our retirement advice channel, the podcast podcast. And if in the comments after you watch this, please let us know how you fill your days, how you structure your days, and how it's what if you had any challenges after you retired. What were the challenges and how you overcame them? Let us know a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Let us know where you are watching from. Really appreciate that. And let us know if you have any any ideas that you want us to cover for our future podcasts. Please like the video, and please subscribe to us. If you're new to the podcast, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Share it with your friends. If they're
Yeah.
retired friends, right? And turn on your notifications. And everything on our podcast is always going to be free. We're not going to charge you anything. No paywalls, nothing. Everything is free, and it doesn't cost you anything. It takes you a second to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and share. And it helps us out with the algorithms.
To a
All
good
right.
retirement.
Hey, cheers, and we'll see you on the
At the
next
next
one.
one.
Take care. Bye bye.